Hi everyone, you're all very welcome back to another weekly podcast episode. This week I'm going to try to demonstrate the power of small wins. This is a vital understanding for anybody who is undertaking a health and fitness journey or for any type of journey for that matter. Small wins count, okay? So I will show you hopefully by the end of this presentation, why small actions can lead to big long-term success. What are small wins? Basic enough, small consistent actions that move the needle closer towards your goal. They build momentum, confidence, and habits, but they're often overlooked by people. But the reason why they are so powerful is because they feel achievable. You know, if you have a large goal and you have some small attainable tasks set out, if you achieve them, you'll feel really rewarded, okay? And that can also help with the second point there, which is to reduce overwhelm. Goals, aspirations, milestones, they can feel very overwhelming. And if you think about them too much, it can often put you off. So if you focus on small daily actions, small daily wins, small daily habits, that can be enough to lighten the burden of the grand goal. It can also help build self-esteem. It'll build your confidence because you'll be seeing yourself achieve little wins throughout your days and weeks. And it'll also allow you to train your consistency patterns rather than perfectionist patterns. The psychology of small wins. So every small win will trigger dopamine. So basically, we will feel good because you'll see yourself achieving something and you'll understand that, okay, yeah, that was a small win, but I understand that if I keep doing these, I'm going to keep moving closer towards my goals. And this will increase your motivation because you'll feel successful. And this creates that positive feedback loop. So it'll be constantly in that cycle and in that loop of small win, I feel good, more motivation, and that will keep going on like that. Some examples of small wins. A 10-minute walk. I think in this day and age, there is so much power in a 10-minute walk. We're all so busy. There's a lot going on. But everybody seems to think that you have to be going for this hour-long walk or an hour and a half walk, when sometimes if you can just fit in a 10-minute walk, that is absolutely better than nothing. One more rep. So if you add on a repetition to your exercise, log in one meal. If you want to get a little bit more accountable in terms of your nutrition and your food intake, start by logging one more meal. Drinking extra water. Again, a basic, but it's still a small win, and that will have positive knock-on effects downstream. 2 minutes of stretching, 2 minutes of mindfulness, 2 minutes of watching a podcast like this, something to further my education and my knowledge. Those are all examples of small wins, and you can focus on each one of those, and that will be powerful. You might dismiss them looking and thinking, sure, what's one more rep going to do, and what's logging one meal going to do, and what's sure drinking that extra water, sure, what's the point in that? But trust me, the power of adding up small wins over time pays off. The compounding effect, and this is why they pay off. So your small improvements will compound over time. Think about this. If you can do 1% better every day, huge progress over years and months. If you're doing an exercise, for example, and I was to ask you, increase your exercise by 1 kilogram every time you do that exercise. So every week you're going to add on 1 kg to that exercise. You won't really feel the 1 kg increment. It's small, but if you add that up over time, you can increase that exercise by 52 kgs by going up 1 kilogram a week. That takes an exercise, for example, let's say you're starting on 50 kilograms. You're up into over 100 kgs then. There is your compounding effect, and there is the power of your small daily wins. So do not overlook them. They are genuinely really, really powerful. How you can apply these small wins into your grand goals and grand roadmap and aspirations and dreams is make tiny goals, okay? start with your big goal, then you want to sub branch down further, like nearly a family tree. Have small goals underneath that and maybe more small goals again. Try and focus on the next step only. Focus on your small little targets and try to have them as some form of repeatable consistency that you can keep doing each week. Celebrate your progress. Again, I can't say how important this is enough. It is hugely important. You have to celebrate yourself. Let's not forget, we talk to ourselves more than we talk to anybody else. So you have to talk positively to yourself. You have to big yourself up. And you have to celebrate all your wins, even if they are small, because that will be so powerful for you psychologically to give you more confidence, to boost your self-belief, and to allow you to see some positive progress on your journey. Track your consistency. Everyone can track their workouts and their nutrition, but one thing a lot of people don't do is track how consistent they are. So look at your consistency. Am I able to stay consistent for 3 to 6 months, or can I only do it for 6 or 8 weeks and then I kind of drop off? Then try to understand, well, why is there a drop off, and what is the reason that I can't maintain the progress or I can't maintain the consistency? Try to look into that to help yourself for your long-term success. Why do people fail? Trying to overhaul everything. It's believing that you can change a lifetime of struggle or 10 years of struggle overnight. It didn't take you overnight to get into this position. It can't happen the other way. You can't expect it just to suddenly change overnight. And that's why a lot of people struggle when it comes to health and fitness. Is they'll try it for a while and then they'll stop. But you have to realize it's going to take time, okay? It didn't take time for you to get there. It ain't going to take time for you to get to where your new position is, okay? So you can't do it all at once. You have to have small attainable targets and you have to stick in it for the long run. That will tie in with the all or nothing mindset and expecting your results fast. Again, if you want to build long-term sustainable habits, especially in terms of your health and fitness, you can't be looking for the quick cookie cutter program. You have to be in it for the long haul, okay? Otherwise, 9 times out of 10, the results are not sustainable long term. Small wins are greater than your motivation. Again, motivation comes and goes. You cannot rely on motivation. If you look at the greatest sports athletes of all time, I guarantee you they are not motivated to go to the gym or to do their workout or to do their sport every single day, okay? You cannot rely on motivation. It comes and goes, but it's an easy word for a lot of people to say, oh, sure, I wasn't motivated. It's just an easy excuse, okay? You can't expect to rely on motivation, okay? You have to focus on your small wins, which will then help you build that discipline to allow you to stay consistent. And a final message, and this is a sentence that really resonated with myself, and it's the reason why I put it into this podcast, and it's something that I will refer to back every so often on my own journey. If I'm ever having a struggle or if I'm ever feeling overwhelmed with my goals, I will think about this. Big change is simply small wins repeated. A very, very, very powerful sentence. Grab a post-it, write it down somewhere, put it onto your fridge, and that can just help your mind. Every day you might see that and say, yeah, do you know what? Big change is simply small wins repeated. And remember to start small and stay consistent, okay? So hopefully this podcast will maybe lighten the load in terms of large goals and large dreams and large aspirations in terms of health and fitness, and maybe they won't feel as overwhelming when you think about them now, okay? So again, it's small repeatable habits done over time is what gets your grand and large goals, okay? So as always, thank you for watching and listening, and I hope this helped, and looking forward to seeing you all on our next episode.